Do you ever ask yourself, what if the candidates got equal votes in an election? Imagine a nation on the brink of chaos, where the fate of its leadership hangs in the balance. The year is 1800, and the United States is about to witness one of the most dramatic and contentious elections in its young history. Picture this: two candidates, Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr, locked in a dead heat, each with an equal number of electoral votes. The air is thick with tension as the decision now falls to the House of Representatives. What follows is a tale of political maneuvering, intense rivalry, and a resolution that would forever shape the course of American democracy. Buckle up, because this is the story of the election of 1800. The stage is set, and the United States was still in its infancy, grappling with the challenges of a young republic. The political landscape was dominated by two main parties: the Federalists, led by President John Adams, and the Democratic Republicans, led by Vice President Thomas Jefferson. The nation was deeply divided, with fierce debates over the direction of the country. The candidates. John Adams, the incumbent president, was a staunch Federalist who believed in a strong central government and close ties with Britain. His administration had been marked by the controversial Alien and Sedition Acts, which aimed to suppress dissent but were seen by many as an overreach of power. Thomas Jefferson, the challenger, was a Democratic Republican who championed states' rights and a more agrarian society. He envisioned a nation of independent farmers and was wary of centralized power and urbanization. The campaign. The campaign of 1800 was brutal and personal. Newspapers, often aligned with one party or the other, hurled vicious attacks at the candidates. Adams was labeled a monarchist and accused of wanting to establish a hereditary presidency. Jefferson, on the other hand, was painted as an atheist and a radical who would bring chaos and anarchy. The election. The election itself was a nail-biter. In those days, the candidate with the most electoral votes became president and the runner-up became vice president. However, the system had a flaw: each elector cast two votes without distinguishing between their choices for president and vice president. When the votes were counted, Jefferson and his running mate, Aaron Burr, each received 73 electoral votes, while Adams trailed with 65. This tie between Jefferson and Burr threw the election into the House of Representatives, where each state delegation had one vote. The deadlock. The House was deadlocked. For 36 ballots, neither Jefferson nor Burr could secure the majority needed to win. The Federalists who controlled the House were divided. Some preferred Burr, seeing him as less of a threat than Jefferson, while others were determined to block both. The resolution. Finally, after intense lobbying and political maneuvering, Alexander Hamilton, a leading Federalist who despised both Jefferson and Burr but saw Jefferson as the lesser evil, threw his support behind Jefferson. On the 36th ballot, Jefferson was elected president and Burr became vice president. The aftermath. The election of 1800 was a turning point. It marked the first peaceful transfer of power between rival political parties in American history, setting a precedent for future elections. Jefferson's victory ushered in an era of Democratic-Republican dominance and a shift towards a more decentralized government. The election also led to the 12th Amendment, which changed the electoral process to prevent future ties by requiring electors to cast separate votes for president and vice president. This amendment was ratified in 1804 and remains in effect today. The election of 1800 was more than just a political contest. It was a test of the young nation's resilience and commitment to democratic principles. It showed that even in the face of deep divisions and intense rivalry, the United States could uphold the rule of law and ensure a peaceful transition of power. This election remains a testament to the enduring strength of American democracy and the vision of its founders.